Hey guys, welcome back to what is the third part of this short little series on Bitcoin and Bitcoin halvings. So we started out a few videos ago talking about when the last Bitcoin will be mined. Then we looked at a little prediction, a price prediction for Bitcoin and the 2020 halving plus a few halvings into the future. If you haven't seen those videos, I shall leave a link up here somewhere, I believe, and you'll be able to check those out after this video, or maybe watch them now before you watch this video. Could be a good idea. And so this is all about how to make $1 million through these Bitcoin halvings just over the next couple of years as we reach new all-time highs. How you can do that with as little as $1,250, and this is all with zero leverage. Okay, so you're going to take $1,250, zero leverage, zero sort of complicated trading strategies, none of this technical analysis or anything like that, just really simple stuff. Okay, so that's what we're going to get into right now. Over here on this is the Excel spreadsheet you would have seen in the previous video. We can see some of these sort of average prices for Bitcoin there over the next few halving points. This is the medium bit, the 2 years between each 4-year halving point. That is the sort of price predictions there, and also the price predictions based on my formula, which I came up with over the previous two halvings to predict the all-time highs and then the following lows going from those halvings as well. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using this data to come up with a way that we can turn $1,250, a price that pretty much anybody in the world should be able to afford, whether they're going to get that from their own personal savings or ask a friend for some cash, maybe get out a loan or a credit card, anything like that. This is not financial advice. I'm just suggesting ways that if you wanted to, if you did want to get into Bitcoin and all the rest of it, this is a way you could do it. Okay, so this is something that you could be looking at. So here we go. So right now, the current Bitcoin price is around about 6,700, as far as I'm aware. I don't know, by the time this video goes out, that may have changed, but for this purpose, this is where the price is right now. And if you was to get your money, there you go, you got your 1,250 there, and you've got zero Bitcoin. Okay, now when we get up to the 2020 halving, maybe the price for Bitcoin would have gone to 7,000. So basically, as long as you can spend your 1,250 anywhere between now and $7,000, this is certainly going to work for you. So at that point, you'd then have traded in your dollars over into Bitcoin, should get you about 0.178 Bitcoin at that price. And then again, based on the previous prediction there from the last video of the all-time high price, we're going to take a look at the peak there. And if the peak was around 190 and you decided to sell off your 0.17 Bitcoin there, you then got yourself about 35,000 and no Bitcoin left. So you've traded it all in for US dollars, and then about 1 year, always pretty much without exception, well, there is no exception, 1 year from the all-time high, you're gonna hit the low. You know that. So once you hit that all-time high, just sell it off and wait 12 months, and eventually you're going to come to the all-time low. So the all-time low should be in and around sort of 35,000, which is, you can see, pretty much what you would have right there. So you trade in your dollars and get yourself 0.99 Bitcoin. Maybe some of you here already have a Bitcoin or two. You lucky things, because you will have even more money at this point. This point would be maybe a couple of years down the road from now, so maybe like 2 or 3 years time. Now the temptation may be to take that 35 grand and spend that on, buying a house, buying a car, whatever it is in the country where you are. I definitely recommend maybe sort of holding off on that, maybe take a little profit, but just really sort of hold on to it, because when we reach this peak in 2026, what you're going to come with there is about $1 million in cash. Okay, so it's not the next peak. The next peak is going to make you some money, but what you want to do is you want to sell it off around about the peak, around about where we believe the peak is going to be. Wait out for that 80% drop so that you can buy everything back in at that low price, and then hold out for the following peak, and you've made yourself a millionaire just like that. As I said, absolutely zero sort of technical analysis. You're not having to go in, check the price every day. This is really just set and forget type stuff, a real sort of HODL strategy. And I believe it's definitely possible. Well, I actually believe that it's pretty highly likely that this is actually going to be the case. And when we have a look at stuff like this, so this has just came out recently, this is the central bank's recommended to ban stablecoins. It says here, central banks push for heavy-duty regulation of centralized privately issued global stablecoins and consider prohibiting decentralized ones. Fiat-pegged cryptocurrencies are coming under scrutiny based on recommendations from the Financial Stability Board. So on the face of it, right, that could seem pretty bad news for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. However, I actually think it's quite the opposite. So what used to happen in Bitcoin is everyone would watch Bitcoin ride all the way up. And then because there was no Tether, there was no DAI, there was no Paxos Standard and all these other stable coins, generally if Bitcoin had gone up, your only option was to trade out into Litecoin and Ethereum and all those other altcoins. So the value would just go from Bitcoin into those alts. You'd see all those alts start pumping up. And when they get to highs, you just take it from the alts back into Bitcoin. Bitcoin pumps up and so on and so forth. So you can really make a lot of cash trading between Bitcoin and alts. However, over the last 2 years now, since the success of Tether, we've seen lots of other stable coins coming out, and it's just not really been working like that at all. If you've been trading crypto, you've seen Bitcoin go up, alts go down, and then Bitcoin comes down and alts go down even more. And the reason for that is because everyone's just trading Bitcoin and maybe some other alts for stable coins rather than between Bitcoin and the alts. So you don't get that nice up and down motion with all the alts. It's just all in a stable coin, all in Bitcoin. It's not very cool, and I'm so glad, and I hope that they do ban stable coins for sure. Obviously, their hope here with the FSB, and if you've seen the IMF talking about this as well, they're trying to suggest basically that it's too risky. People are getting maybe defrauded if they're going to use something like Tether, and obviously it's not been audited or anything like that. And it sort of, what they say is it destabilizes fiat currencies of different countries, which of course that may well be the case in a free and open market. However, the world financial system is not a free and open market. It is a monopoly run by the big central banks. So the chances are they will shut down these stable coins at some point in the hope that it's going to dissuade people from using things like Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and pull them back into that sort of centralized bank-governed world of fiat paper money. I don't see that happening. I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think what will more likely happen is when you look at the amount of debt being racked up by governments all over the world right now, particularly with the pandemic and the amount of money that they're printing in pretty much every single Western country in the world. The buying power of all of this paper money is just getting flushed down the toilet. In fact, I would say that this toilet roll right here in a few years' time will be worth more than most of these paper money, paper fiat money currencies. They are completely worthless. At least toilet paper has an actual purpose other than just being paper. I mean, paper money is completely useless, and it doesn't really help, particularly with international trade, because every country's got their own money. Whereas if you're trading internationally with something like Bitcoin or Ethereum, I mean, it's just global. It's a global currency and it's just so much easier to use. I think crypto is the future, and the world institutions, all the banks, they're just going to have to just get on board with this, or they're going to get left behind, no doubt about that. So yeah, I believe that this here, what you see as a price prediction, or at least how to make $1 million for yourself, should be doable by pretty much anybody in the world at this point. Should be able to get their hands on about $1,000, $1,200 worth of Bitcoin and just hodl it. Just hodl it, trade it in when the price booms around about 1 year on from this next Bitcoin halving, which should just be happening in a couple of weeks' time. Hodl it out for a year, wait until the high, sell it off, wait another year, okay, until you get to the dip, buy it all back as much as you can during that dip, and then just hodl it, hodl it, hodl it. May take 3-4 years from that point until you get to that next big all-time high. Quite likely it could be the case that, you know, Bitcoin will go to 190, and then what will happen is the IMF will bring out this big ban on stablecoins and all the rest of it, which will just be the catalyst which actually brings Bitcoin all the way down to $35,000 from that point. So, you know, what you normally find is the news just seems to just happen and justifies the price rises and falls as have been predicted by stuff like this. It just, I don't know how it works. It's like a mystery, but it does seem to work. So anyway, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this short little video series, and if you want to see more about what we do, head over to moocharoo.ninja and you'll see more Bitcoin trading tools and other stuff as well coming out. We've also in the Moocharoo Ninja 2.0, which should be coming out on what is this, the 4th of May, as you can see there in the calendar. And on that date, we're going to be doing more than just crypto. So we're actually going into stocks and other stuff as well. So that's it for now, and I shall see you in the next video.